Hello everybody, this is Johnny S with a video Black Desert Online review part 3. We're going to load one of our main characters for this video just to show some of the in-game mechanics, and I will try to be, because there's a lot of information. I think making multiple parts, like I mentioned previously, I don't think it's a good idea. It's going to bore everybody, so I'll try to keep it short. Just to give an overview a little bit, for some of the mechanics. So it's not going to be focused on someone that has never played an MMO. I'm going to approach it from the perspective that, some people have played other MMOs, and I'm just going to talk about the specifics. So we're logging in now with one of my main characters, which is a ninja class. He's going to appear on the beginning, one of the beginning cities, which is called Velia. So once it starts, the graphics are low, not even medium, they're towards the low side, so be aware whatever you see. Okay, so this is what the game looks like inside. You can zoom to your character, you can see the texture on his clothes, you can see the animation, you can see the shadows, and like I said, this is low graphics. So this game is quite demanding graphical wise. There's no anti-aliasing, for example. That's why you can see kind of like an agey look to it. There's animation on the grass, so if you walk through it, you will see the grass move. Zoom in and out. This is one of the starting cities. And there's many more. Controls, WACD, you can jump. So it's quite basic, let's say. The interface is on the left hand side you can see your level and your progress. On the right hand side there's an overlay. On the bottom side you can see your health bar, and you can change this as per whatever you like. This is one of the cities. Let's go a little bit outside just to see what it looks like for more far away, let's say. So let's go on top of this mountain, for example. Okay, so we were down there. You can go wherever you can imagine, so wherever you can see. There's no limitations. There's water on this world, and the water is just as much as interactive as the land. That's another thing to mention. So you can go into the water, you can swim, you can dive, you can gather pearls, you can spearfish, you can craft boats, you can sail into the water, you can have boat battles, you can fight huge monsters. That's a monster in there. It's like a half whale, half weird thing. There's islands, there's a whole part of, so as much as there's water, let's say, exploration, there's also land exploration. You can really change the colors, so don't look at this as as a basic. You can put overlays into the game, so you can have like a vivid depiction, and you can have like a more realistic depiction that I have. You have your inventory, so it's quite common where you hold your stuff and you have your your armor, your weapons, and everything. You have your character inventory that shows your progression. It has a couple of stats here, which are called battle stats, and it has a couple of life stats as well. So this is an interesting component that shows the depth of the game. There's gathering, so all over the world you will find trees, you will find many things, so you can actually go and interact with them, and you can use different tools in order for you to gather this. There's fishing on the list, as we previously mentioned, you can fish, you can AFK fish if you want. So there's a lot of activities that you do AFK as well. There's hunting, so you can go in the wild, you can hunt animals and skin them and get specific rewards for that. There's cooking, you can use utensils to cook things and make food and baths. Alchemy for potions. Processing is basically breaking down components that you have previously gathered in order to sell or create recipes and craft things. Training is an interesting one. You will find all over the world wild horses. And there's a whole mini game on how to capture these horses and tame them. And As you're taming them, you're going to get experience, and they can become your mount. Basically, you collect your mount from the world, and that will be your horse. So once you tame it, you ride it, you take it to a stable. It's going to tell you, give it a name. You give it a name, it becomes your horse. You can mate horses. They can have offsprings. There's different tier and levels on the horses that you have. Moving to the next is trading. You can actually create what are called the trading cards, and you can actually you can move products from one area to the other. So from this town to another town, and you can sell it from you can buy it from an NPC here and sell it to an NPC there. Because of the distance, he will buy specific things based on different towns and locations. And the greater the distance you travel, the more he's going to buy these items. So some people like the trading component, and there's a whole bunch of things behind that as well. You can make carts, you can make wagons with horses that you can load a lot of things. You can do long distances and travel and trade. Farming is another component of the game. You can actually build farms in specific locations, and you can water them. You can grow different vegetables, plants, fruits. There's a whole like a mini game interaction with that. Sailing, as we mentioned, is the water related, and barter is something which is like gambling, let's say. But I have not really, I don't have a lot of information on that. So this is pretty much the main interface, let's say. Just to show you a little bit of how big the game is, we'll go to the map. So as soon as you press map, you're going to see that it zooms out, as such. And if we zoom out more and more and more and more, this is how huge the map is. Obviously, when you first begin the game, most of this is going to be covered. So if you see how it's grid like this, you're not going to be able to see all this, so you don't get overwhelmed. And as you go through it, you're going to uncover areas and acquire different knowledge and different, things. You can go all over these places. Like I said, there's no loading between one place and another. So if you want to go from this spot here on the left hand side all the way across the desert to the far here, you can actually go seamlessly without any interruption of loading screens and everything. The areas on the map are broken down into separate, let's say, continents kind of a way. So there's the Balinese territory, there's territories, there is the Kaufman city territory. So there's different territories which can be displayed by these items over them. There is a place that you can go over the sea. So these are all islands, and there's a huge by the way. So this island here, for example, will take you a long time. It took you quite some time to go from one side to the other. You might have like 5-10 different grinding spots here. A lot of people, and we're talking about one island. You can travel all the way up to here. You can see this is the Far East, what they call the continent. It's more like Asian, Japanese looking thing, so it's awesome. And there's a lot of integral components. If we're to zoom in, for example, just to show you the size, we're zooming in, we are this person here. And you can actually move go through it. So this is me, and this is the town, which is a huge town. And this is how small I am compared to the whole area. Another big town, for example, is Kaufman City. And Kaufman City is here, just to compare. So if you go here, for example, this is Kaufman City. So this is a more like a medieval castle looking sort of city. Obviously, this is much, much more huge. I'm not going to go into all the different things because it would just literally take way too much time. Needless to say that there's a lot of content, there's a lot of look on the content. So this is more green. There's icy areas over here. This area here is very majestic. It's got like elves and fairies and very, very interesting. Over here we're going to more like a deserty thing. This place here reminds you like a place in Arabia where there's like Egyptian kind of bazaars and things like that. So very, very, very nice. And there's a lot of integral mechanics as far as what you can do with the land. So you can cycle through different information, for example, like the groundwater information. So somebody that does farming will utilize this overlay in order to see where is the best place to put their farms. Um, Another thing is that there's a node system in here. So if you pay attention, you'll have a look. Let's go like that. There's different overlays. So if you pay attention, there's different nodes, which means this city is one node. This place here is a cave, that's a node. And if you pay attention, some of these lines are connected. So you can actually send workers to one of these nodes. And if you click on it, you will see that on this node you can actually mine copper and you can mine powder of flame. And at the moment, if you pay attention, there is actually a worker here that I have sent, a giant worker, and he's mining. So you have workers in the game, no, not cancel. You have workers in the game that you can send them and they will gather materials for you. You can join these nodes and you can make really some money out of it. And when you go to a city, you can actually build things as well. So if you click on the city, for example, and you go to one of the buildings, let's say this one here, it will ask you, what would you like to build? Would you like to build a storage? Would you like to build a workshop? Would you like to build a tool workshop? Would you like to build a residence? And you can make houses as well that you can go inside and you can decorate as you would like. I already have a residence. You can tell this by the icons. There's a storages. And this little icon here with the person is my residence. And you can have more than one residence depending on each of the cities. If you would like, I will go to my residence. And you can also, you have autopath in this game. So if you click, for example, this icon here, which is the residence, it will tell you at the moment you have only one residence, which is in Velia, this city. Would you like to go there? You click on that. If you pay attention, it already marked it here on the overlay. It has marked it on the map also. It has created a line. And if you press T, it's going to automatically run towards that place. And you can use this for questing as well, so there's autopilot. If we would like, we can go manually. So my house is this one here. This is where you see the line above it. It's instant based. So if you go here, if you have a look, you can say visit. So you can visit all these people here are different people that have created their residence inside this building. I can actually visit their houses and see how they decorated. Or if you press F, the door will open and you will go inside, and this is your private instance of a residence. I have selected to put my storage here. So this is a container that you can access to different storage things. I've got an alchemy utensil. This is where you craft your different recipes, potions. I have a cooking utensil. I have a bed. You can see my beds, which are used in order to gather loot. You can open and close windows. So there's an interactive sort of component as far as the residence goes. So this is the node system, as I said, workers and everything. Let's go to the normal view, which is the generic one. Another interesting component is to show the skills. So at the moment we have 2 weapons. Okay, so if I zoom it in, you will see he's using this weapon here and this weapon here. These are his main weapons. Main weapon, sub weapon. Now, if you go to the skills menu, you will see that you have your main section, your awakening section, skill enhancements, skill add-ons, and at the top you see your specialization. So at the moment I have specialized in awakening, which is these skills here. And this is the succession that we talked previously. If I click on this, a message will come up and will say, do you really want to change? Which is going to reset skills. So I'm not going to do that, I'm going to cancel it. But you can see how many skills there are. For example, on my main, all these are different skills and levels. You can see you can go left and right. They have stats. So just going quickly through them. All these are different skills and combinations that you can do. And on the awakening, there's a few less. That's why I prefer the awakening on this class. In order to go to your awakening, you press C. and he changes to the seven katanas. Actually, not seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 katanas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 katanas. The animations are quite good. So now he's utilizing this weapon here, and that's why you can actually see the breakdown. So this is your defense, this is your awakening attack power, and your normal attack power. If we do a couple of moves, for example, just so you can actually see it, this is a huge AOE move like that. You can do all these are different moves that I'm doing now. I'm just doing them really quickly. The animation is beautiful. I mean, let's say you attack. Watch how he puts his sword in. Forward in attack, he puts his sword in different. Back and attack. You see what I mean? So the animation, the detail, and how beautiful the game is they put a lot of detail onto it. And there's many other components in the game, which unfortunately we cannot mention because it will take way too long. There's just to go through a little bit. These are your workers that are working for you. I've gathered quite a few. These are your pets. You gather pets, many different pets with you. You have your maids, which are basically remote storage and remote market access. You have camps, you have your fairy, which guides you. You have your mounts. At the moment, I don't have a mount. If I had a mount outside and I clicked on this, he will whistle and my mount will come to me in order for me to ride. There's many vendors and things in the place. I will just show you probably this guy here, which is the market. So on the market, you can actually, this is where you go to buy and sell things. So sell, for example, I had put this to sell a long time ago. Anyway, so you can collect the money. 9,000 gold. And you can go manage warehouse and you can transfer this to your total money. So maximum transfer across. Purchase, you can have a look through and purchase. So let's say you want to get a main weapon. Let's say your class is a warrior and you want to click on this sword here. And it will tell you the price next to it, how many items are selling in stock and so forth. Clicking one of these and pressing buy will make you buy. If you want to sell something, similarly, you can fix a price, you have a range and you can sell it. So there's an active market that is utilized in the game. There's many, like I said, things, and we're not going to go through it, but I do suggest everybody to get their hands on this game. It's very beautiful, very in depth, a lot of classes, and I don't want to make a lot of spoilers as well. There's beautiful scenery that you can go through. There's, like, just to give you one other example that maybe you have not thought about. One of the things that you can do in the game is you can unlock special horses. They're called dream horses, and there's 3 types of dream horses. One horse is able to walk on water. Another horse is a horse that can actually glide from big mountains. So it's like a Pegasus with wings. So you can see some players more advanced that they will be riding. You might see one guy with a Pegasus fly and glide down here. So there's crazy things in the game. Obviously this is more advanced, but I'm trying to get you to understand of how far you can reach with this game. And even though I've been playing it all this time, again, every time I log in, like I'm sure even now there's some sort of new area unlocked that I have not even gone. So yeah, my personal opinion that it's my favorite MMO game. You can really spend a lot of time. And one of the interesting things, and probably why I played this game so long, is there was a stage of my life where that I was unemployed. So there was a mass sort of the fire. There was Two companies got together. There was a buyout, and they fired a lot of people. One of these people was me. At the beginning, I took some time off, not looking for work, so I was more relaxed. I watched movies, series, played games. One of the things that I did was get into an MMO because I always liked MMOs, but I had played a little bit of WoW, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but never really got into it. Um, as I got another job, as you could a kid came to my life, I became a father and everything. Your time as you grow, it's going to go lower, lower, lower. And I'm, speaking more towards the old people that might think MMO. I don't have a lot of time to invest in this and everything. This is one of the few MMOs that, because it has this offline component, I found myself that even though I was not playing, I actually logged in once a day. You know what I mean? I logged in. I had a look if some of my items got sold. I would let my guy fish, for example, and I would go around the house and do some jobs. Come back, he gathered some fish. So there was like a relaxed AFK component to the game without me realizing, because at the beginning I was playing hectically, that I actually stayed and played the game longer than what you would suspect from somebody that has a full-time job, wife, a kid, a house to take care of. So it's a good element on this MMO. There's AFK components as well. And again, if you're strict with yourself, you can actually go in and spend half an hour, 1 hour. It is difficult on the MMOs because it's a very social game. Okay, especially if you're part of a guild. I used to jump in the game like a long time ago because people used to know me. As soon as I jumped in, I'll get like 10 messages on the chat. Hey, John, how you doing? Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, we're waiting for you. So because it's got that component, you can easily, be carried away. But very very nice game. Black Desert Online. I recommend to everybody. Okay, thank you. I hope I didn't bore you a lot. Have a great day. Bye bye.